Oh boy, time now for another episode of Mr. Nailsin Sunday Comics. And this time, well, remember The Eternals? Yeah, that crappy movie. You probably don't, because no one really wanted to see it because it was so bad. And then I decided, hey, let's check out Jack Kirby's The Eternals, how they originally were and all that. And read as much as I could, copyright and all, so I can't read the whole thing. So I decided to revisit that because before the Eternals, there was The New Gods. When Jack Kirby got upset with Marvel and jumped ship to DC and created all these characters that didn't do well sales-wise at the time, but ultimately had a huge influence and impact over the overall DC universe to this day. As far as movies go, well, there was supposed to be a New Gods movie, but thank God for being spared that because it was going to be directed by Ava DuVernay with writing help from Tom King. Well, DuVernay's gone, but Tom King's still around and unfortunately will have quite the influence over the DCU going forward, which is very troubling, but that's another story for another time. But anyway, as far as the New Gods on screen, you'll just have to settle for Snyder Cut at this point with Darkseid and all. But anyway, let's get into it, and you'll notice what influence this comic book had on some other sci-fi spectaculars and what have you. So here we go. This was the main title. There were several others, the Forever People, Mr. Miracle. And Jimmy Olsen actually played a role. Jack Kirby took that over, and that's where the Forever People were introduced. So anyway, that's Orion. Yeah. Don't know what he been up to have that on his face, but anyway, there you go. Kirby is here. When the old gods died, there arose the New Gods! So, there you go. Orion fights for Earth. But why? Well, we'll find out. An epic for our times. So, epilogue. Wouldn't that be prologue? Yeah. There came a time when the old gods died. The brave died with the cunning. The noble perished locked in battle with unleashed evil. It was the last day for them. An ancient era was passing in fiery holocaust. So, there's the final war of the old gods. These two guys are still going at it. Tink, 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 tink. And this guy's just riding a dragon. He's like, look at that. Those guys never got along. So anyway, and whoever he is. Oh boy, it didn't work out well for them, did it? The final moment came with the fatal release of indescribable power, which tore the home of the old gods asunder, split it in great halves, and filled the universe with the blinding death flash of its destruction. Yep. That's the end of that, with a few little pieces here and there, But then, how gravity is wont to do. In the end, there were two giant molten bodies spinning slow and barren, clean of all that had gone before, adrift in the fading sounds of cosmic thunder. Silence closed upon what had happened. A long, deep silence, wrapped in massive darkness. It was this way for an age. Then there was new light. Across the vast distances where the mysteries deepen and hide and wait with answers not yet known, a call has been heard, a name summoned for the ultimate mission to thwart the ultimate destruction. Thus he comes, the protector, wielder of the astral force. Yeah. Sound familiar? Orion of the New Gods. Again, an epic for our time. I have heard the word. It is battle. Orion fights for Earth. There he is. Yeah. Written, drawn, and edited by Jack Kirby. So I'm toyed with by flashing light trails guiding me home. There is only one master of this familiar phenomenon. Welcome back, Orion. New Genesis has been a dull place without you. Lead on, Light Ray. No more glorious sight has ever greeted any eyes than that of New Genesis, home of the new gods, a golden island of gleaming spires that orbits a sunlit, unspoiled world of green forests, white mountains, and bright waters. The true place of peace, it sings a haunting song, even to the warrior heart. Make haste, Orion. He's going as fast as he can, He's not made of light like you. So anyway, there's their big super city that just floats over the planet of New Genesis. I fear that my recall is not a laughing matter, Light Ray. Nonsense! The life is to feel the beat alive. Live, Orion, live. See, in the world of the new gods, everybody dresses like a superhero. Because they're all in great shape, Of all the Celestials, you are the one most plagued by shadows. And you prattle on forever, like a novice. My destiny is battle. I wield the mighty power of the Astro Force. Sorry. It is a grim and fearful responsibility. It would not be so in my hands. It almost looks like a record on his ear, Perhaps we are different, you and I. Well, yeah. And yet, good friends. Yes, but I hide nothing from you, whereas inside you there are chambers which no one may enter. I would hope not. That is true. I am two worlds like New Genesis, and that demon's pit, Apocalypse, one drifting forever in the shadow of the other. Ryan, I didn't mean... Well, we'll skip ahead, of course, and I think we already have, but you get the deal. So... Excuse me. All this can be ended, Orion. High Father has not told you all. Metron, you icy mask, have you been summoned too? Why, you, for a scrap of knowledge, you would sell the universe into slavery. Who runs the universe matters not. What makes it run is my prime objective. By the way, this is High Father. That's who they were talking about, yeah. Silence! The wonder staff which called you is in turn summoned by the Source. Kind of rhymes with something, doesn't it? The wall awaits the written word. What wouldn't I give to possess the knowledge of the Source? You know too much already, Metron. Be content with your Mobius chair, which rides the dimension winds of time-space. Okay. It can define any barrier, but the one which guards the secret of the Source. If we only knew the power of the... yeah. The moving hand appears. The Source gives us the irrevocable counsel. But it does not decide. The right of choice is ours. That is the life equation. The anti-life equation was undiscovered until these days. It means the outside control of all living thought. So anyway, the message is Orion to Apocalypse, then to Earth, then to war. The universe, slave or free, on Apocalypse, their ruler Darkseid has already made that choice. What shall ours be, Orion? First to Apocalypse, then to Earth, then to war. How wondrously wise is the Source. Who is more ready to fight the Father than the Son? Metron, hold your tongue, you toy with my wrath. Did you think I didn't know? Orion the mighty, Orion the fierce. Could this be one born of New Genesis? No, Apocalypse. But it is not yet time for him to know. You shall keep the secret. Well, anyway, meanwhile, Orion leaves on a journey which is to lead him to a strange destiny. Ahead lies Apocalypse, in the shadow of New Genesis. There'll be no cheery greetings there. And you wouldn't expect it. I mean, look at it. Hey, this kind of looks familiar, too. Boy, I just can't put my finger on it. If the other side of good is evil, then surely Apocalypse is the other side. Even its giant energy pits feed on the world itself to gain its power and light. It is a dismal, unclean place of great, ugly houses sheltering uglier machines. He's just not a fan of the architecture, you know. Apocalypse is an armed camp where those who live with weapons rule the wretches who build them. Life is the evil here, and death the great goal. All that New Genesis stands for is reversed on Apocalypse. I don't know, he looks kind of bored. Well, anyway, you know, he gets in some trouble, and then these giant dogs start chasing him. Marshalling his colossal strength, Orion loses a nearby stone pillar. They flee now to make the most of time before the next attack. Darkseid himself dwells this way, but the great halls are empty, devoid of Darkseid's elite warriors. Empty. They are all gone. Is this what I came for? Has the source written for me a fool's destiny? Yeah. Looks like his belt buckle's smoking. Apocalypse is abandoned by its rulers. This is a mass detector unit. It has been activated to transmit Darkseid's orders. This is what now rules all Apocalypse. Wrong, Orion. The director keeps order here, but it is I who guard Apocalypse. Well, we're not going to see who it was because I'm skipping ahead. But it was Calabac. Yeah, Calabac. So, I skipped quite a few pages. Yes, you do, as long as you fight before you think. To fight Calabac, one needs but power. You'll need more than that to fight Darkseid. You know what is at stake. I know my task. I will do it well. Highfather knows. I will perish before I fail. Hey, look, it rhymes. And you will fail. Darkseid is already on Earth, even now paving the way for its complete subjugation. And you fret over Calabac? I feel, I anger, I fight, and you are like your cold machines. I serve life in my own way. What there is to know, I wish to know. My knowledge is my power. Time and space is my domain. Oh, wait, let me continue. When the old gods died, their bridge to Earth was destroyed. It was I who found the way to create what our young ones call the boom tube. Well, you know it works. It is no secret to Darkseid. He and his power elite are now on Earth, creating a tube network beneath its great cities. Soon they will be able to reach any spot on that globe. Darkseid's minions are busily at work on a mass director unit that will monitor the mind of every human. One of those minds holds the secret of the anti-life equation. If he contacts that mind, when he does, he will not survive to use that knowledge. I shall stop him. Darkseid is already many steps ahead of you. He was probing the minds of test humans before he left. Humans from Earth? Here? Oh, yeah, look at that. They were right there off to the side. Well, what are you going to do?
Beyond that door, Darkseid has broken the rule to bring humans through the tube.
Well, it's a rule, but it didn't exist until recently, so...
Darkseid has defied Highfather himself.
Well, they're enemies. They tend to do that.
There is no force to stay Darkseid's thirst for absolute power over all living things.
So this is why my destiny brings me to Apocalypse.
Well, yeah. So anyway, he wakes them up, and these are supposedly going to be the actual cast of the series, to be his companions and whatnot, but, well. So he takes them back to Earth. At that moment on Earth, there is a miraculous homecoming.
Hey, it's amazing. This end of the tube has appeared on Earth.
I can't believe it, but we're back. That fellow Orion really helped us. Hey, we're safe.
With a rush of displaced air, Orion follows his charges into the cool night of Earth.
So the second step of my destiny is fulfilled. The tube fades, and here I remain till there is victory over Darkseid.
Orion, are we part of some fantastic plot?
Well, for a little while anyway. Oh, man.
My name is Victor Lanza. I might as well make some introductions and all that. I'm only an insurance broker. How am I?
Yes, how are we involved in all this? My name is Claudius Shane. I'm a secretary, not a pawn in some spy game.
Hold.
Hold what?
No, I mean, just shut up and listen. This game, as you call it, is bigger than you think, as large as the universe, and a battle looms which binds us all. There is a being aboard here with powers beyond your wildest dreams. Darkseid is here.
As if in answer to Orion's words, the sky flashes and rumbles with the angry voice of an unseen giant.
Darkseid, I have come. The battle begins.
Okay, look who it is. Oh, boy. Yeah. Yeah, this would be epilogue, wouldn't it?
As it was in the time of the old gods, the titanic struggle for the fate of mankind is to rage once again. The new gods will greater power, for in our day it is we who live in the dark shadow of the outcome.
I hear you, Orion. The battle begins.
I don't know who that is. Anyway, don't miss the opening blasts of the next exciting issue of The New Gods. Orion faces the King of Evil, old deadly Darkseid. Well, anyway, you can see by now, of course, that this was one of the influences for Star Wars. Apocalypse does resemble the Death Star. The Source instead of the Force. And then, of course, Orion uses the Astro Force. And they gave a little tease and clue as to Orion's background and his actual relationship to Darkseid. And just the word Darkseid, name here, but yeah, you get it. But Kirby did it first. He sure did. And one of the things about the series, though, was that it's a good example of Kirby just, flowing with all kinds of concepts and ideas and designs, but really couldn't bring it down tighter for a focused narrative. Had he teamed up with a competent writer to help him out with that, might have had something even better. It's a tough sell for a brand new character and concept that no one was aware of, and that probably hurt it too. But you can't deny the impact and influence that it's had since, despite, sales-wise, it didn't do well at the time. But a lot of people have tried to expand on it and whatnot since then, but it's just not on par with Superman, Batman, or Justice League and stuff like that, which is a shame because there's a lot of good concepts in it. And New Gods could easily be a sort of Game of Thrones in outer space type saga. But already it's on Earth now. So, connecting it up well with that. It is about gods and a nod to the old myths and whatnot, but it's not quite as connected as the Eternals would be, which the obvious idea for the Eternals is that they would have been this sort of alien influenced inspiration for the myths of gods and all of that. Whereas later Marvel just had to say, "Oh, well, they were alongside those guys." It doesn't quite work as well as as its original intent. But anyway, but here this is more about gods in space and stuff like that. So there you go, new gods from way back when, and we'll continue on next episode of Mr. Nailsin's Sunday Comics.